Okay, how you guys doing? This is the monetization video for younger games on naked Roman Greco wrestling auditions. I'm Guy Ward, NYC Live Media, president, owner, and producer of the show. All right, first of all, right off the bat, we split 50-50 off the top. Gross. All revenue, all sources of income that come in from the show with our performers. You don't work for me, I don't work for you. We work together, we are partners. 50-50 partners off the top. We're not doing this unless you make at least 5 figures, $10,000. Otherwise, it's not worth it to us, and I don't think it's worth it to you. All right. The door money, let's start with that. Door money, we're going to charge at least $200 a ticket. It's a 4-match show. We're going to have separate male wrestling matches, shows, and female wrestling shows. All right, there's 4 matches, 5-hour show. $200 a ticket. That may not be a lot, maybe all right, but I know we can at least get that. If you think we can get more, I want to know, hear from you guys. I want your input. But if we do that alone, that's 200 grand. That's 100 grand between 8 performers. That's 12,500. There's your 10,000 right there, at least. More than 10,000. All right. So the next is PayPal, paid per view. We are going to be streaming this live and selling it for live paid per view. So we're going to give each performer their own PayPal ID. Because we want exotic, live, nude performers who work on Instagram. And if you're not, just a regular young person with a beautiful body, we want you too. But if you've got an established fan base, a following already, and you bring it to the table, and it's in the hundreds of thousands, you're bringing a lot, and we want you to be rewarded for that. So we're going to give each give each performer their own PayPal ID. And this PayPal ID will mean that that particular wrestler brought their particular fan, that they're saying, because they're in love with that particular wrestler, they get half that money. All right, that goes directly to them. And it should be that way. Why shouldn't it be? You're a wrestler. You've worked hard to establish your fan base. You should be rewarded for this. Now, I'm flexible on this. You guys want to switch around, change it up? We'll see. I mean, I'm open to whatever you guys want to do, but it's up to discussion. And what we charge, there's a sweet spot. We may find that $1.99 per hour may be the best. We may find that $49.99 may bring in the most money. We're going to want your input, but that's up to we're gonna find out what is going to be. Like, let's say if you have 100,000 followers on your fan base, and you charge $1.99, you know, you can pretty much, let's say 50% of your fan base, 50,000, paid $1.99 to see you wrestle naked. $2, what the hell, you know? All right, that's $100,000 in pay-per-view money. But if we charge $9.99 for your hour, and only 5% decide to spend the $9.99 of your fan base, that means you only get 50,000. So you only get 25, whereas you would have got 50 grand added to your purse. So we're going to find a sweet spot. All right, and that's understandable in terms of, there's probably an algorithm or something. I'm pretty sure there is. I have to talk to Jonathan, my partner, software engineer. All right, platforms are going to be performer friendly. We want you to tell us how you want the platform set up in terms of financing. We want total transparency. We want you to know that every dollar that comes in gets divided accordingly and according to the agreement, 50-50, evenly, according to, so we want a total transparency. And we want you to tell us how you want that set up. All right, we need an input from you. All right, again, when I say you're our partner, you are our partners. All right, now, we're also going to, like I said in the earlier video, we have deals in the works with the streaming companies. Documentary and a live stream behind the scenes deal. So you're going to get 50% of that. Whatever for that show, whatever the money revenue comes in from the streaming deals that we set up, and they're already in the works. Very much so. All right, now we're also going to be marketing this worldwide. So we're going to be targeting specific countries in the beginning, because that's how you got to do it when you market stuff and you social media, international social media marketing. It requires that you target specific countries, because each country has its own, believe it or not, separate platform from, say, like Google Japan. We're going to start with Japan because I have a lot of rock and roller friends who actually live in Japan, because you can make money playing rock and roll in Japan where you can in America. Sadly, but true. All right, now let's get on to the gambling part. Now this is going to be a real big money part, and it involves the third round and integrity of the rounds. All right, we're going to do 3 3-minute rounds with 5 to 10 minutes between each round. Now the first 2 rounds you can't win. All right, and I'm going to leave that up to you guys in terms of creativity, and I'll get into more detail in the next video in terms of what we expect from the performers. But we want that third round to be called the collegiate round. We want that third round to be honest, a real wrestling match, a true sport. We want it to have integrity. And this is why. Because whether we get a cut, if we set up a deal with like FanDuel or something where we get a cut, if there ever is such a thing, I'm not sure. We want every gambling place to run a line on our matches. We want Vegas to have a line on our matches. We want Macau, all these gambling centers all around the world to run a line on our matches. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is that no matter whether we get some sort of deal with them or not, and chances are we won't, 9 out of 10 people who place a bet on the match are going to want to watch it live. So they're going to have to pay us the pay-per-view fee to watch it live. So no matter what, whoever runs has a line on our show, on our matches, we're still going to get a cut. And you guys, if you think about it, we're not talking about WWE where everything's fake and everybody knows it. Because if we do that, it's not going to have longevity. But if we give that third round honesty, integrity, make it a real wrestling match, a real sport. And I know you guys can do it because we're going to train you. It's not too hard. And the competitiveness, we'll work that out. All right? But you go into that third round, it's a real wrestling match. Even if we have to suit up in spandex, wrestling spandex and ear protection, and head protection, and mouthpiece, and wrestling shoes, we'll do it. Because if it means that that round is picked up by the bookies and the wrestling and the gambling houses around the world, they're all going to pay the pay-per-view to see the match. All right, stay tuned. Watch the next one. It's what's expected of the wrestlers. I really think this is a great idea. You'll find that I'm a really easy guy to work with. I want 100% input from you guys. We're not even building the platform until you guys tell us what you want it to be like. We want that platform to be set up so that at any moment you could check your ID. We're going to give you a special ID for the platform. And you could see exactly how much your purse is. So you go out and do a sparring match or a promotional event, and we sell a dozen or 200 or how many tickets. You can instantly see those tickets be recalculated and sent back, and you will be able to see all the money laid out in front of you. All right. Stay tuned for the last video, and looking forward to hearing from you.